Jonah, your mystery man? His name's Frank Castle. He's a self-styled vigilante, calls himself the Punisher. He's wanted by the FBI, and even the CIA want him for questioning in the disappearances of various crime figures.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books, I love talking about them, I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that'll have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. The Punisher #2. This is of the first volume. This is the original miniseries that was popular enough that they gave him his own series. So this is from 1985, and Mike Zeck does the cover. And he's got someone here, Zimmelman, who is an airbrush artist, and he airbrushed over Mike Zeck's, probably duplicates of Mike Zeck's pencils here. So he uses airbrush. So, which I always thought looks, I don't know, it looks kind of weird, but not too bad. But hey, you got to do what you can do in the 80s. So, all right. So, he is going to Wilson Fisk's tower here. And so you can see him climbing up. And he gets up there. He's got his rifle here, I guess, high-powered rifle, and he starts shooting it. We have our credits here. Stephen Grant is the writer, Mike Zeck is the penciler, and John Beatty is the inker. Same creative team as the previous issue. Love the screen tones being applied here and here. So, all right. Carl Potts will be the writer of Punisher War Journal, which will feature Jim Lee. And so he throws in a grenade in there. So I guess that was a grenade launcher. And he comes in ready. And he asks, hey, where's everybody? Kingpin, did they desert when they heard I escaped prison? Leave it to die by themselves? Of course, he goes in and he's already dead. But it's not the Kingpin. It says here, right size, wrong race. It's not Fisk. It's a trap. And so he sees a detonator here. And so he says the guy here was Polynesian. Anyway, so he's got 3 seconds. So 3, 2, and 1. And then all of a sudden we get our title, Back to the War. And so great splash page here of the Punisher. And how is he going to get out of this? Now, something really cool that it's doing is as it's counting down, it's saying how many floors are left. So 1 second down, 67 floors to go. 2 seconds, 56 floors. 3, 33. And so he's trying to think fast. He doesn't have much time. 4, and then he hangs on to that. And so you can see the momentum's going to carry him to this wall. And so he ends up hitting the wall, and down he goes into, and so he's going to land on this pile of rubble that's down there. So you can see him going through, and he is down. He goes, I'm in shock. I can't feel my fingers. And so he sees this car coming through. My legs won't work. Why won't my legs work? Too late, they're here. That's no cop. Fistmen. Yeah, they're coming out of the woodwork. So this lady's coming through. But notice this guy here. We'll show who this guy is soon. Where's my gun? Where's my gun? Where's my gun? Where? And so he comes to, and he was having a nightmare about Vietnam. And so sees his gear is still there. He's in bed, bandaged up. And he pulls out a gun here. And she goes, hey, hope you wanted Chinese. And she's a nurse, and she mended him. He had dislocated his shoulder, so he popped it. She popped it back, and she goes, where's the boy? Of course, he goes, what boy? We're alone. Now, of course, there was a guy there. We'll see who that was. And so she made him food, and he's like, you first. Now, here's the funny thing. If she wanted to kill him, she would have just friggin' killed him while he was down. So and so she says, I'm not trying to trust or to kill you. So she takes a bite. Her name is Angela, and she knows who he is, and she wants to help. And she says, why? And she says, my father's restaurant, he wouldn't pay protection. Someone set fire. My father, my brother, they. And she says, you understand. Let me help. I'm a nurse. I can patch you up when you're injured. I can hide you in a place to hide. Everything I have is yours. Everything. And so she strips. He puts the gun down here. It does look like he's got two fingers, but the other two fingers there are in shadow here. And so he wakes up, says he feels old, and she's down, and so um, he needs some supplies. So he is going to call um, that thing called the Trust. Now this is kind of really cool. However, this wouldn't be a very good place to set up shop because over time this would erode and this will just crumble. So you don't wanna have a place up here. But that's his contact. His name is Alaric, and so they say, "Hey, good job killing the kingpin." And so, anyway, they're saying, "Hey, we're behind you," and he and so Punisher says he doesn't know that that wasn't the kingpin, and that it's been a day and no one knows. Love the screen tones being applied, and so he guesses Wilson Fisk doesn't want it wants everyone to also think that he was killed, and so he says I'll have to figure out his full motives later. I'll um I'll turn the situation to my favor. So he calls Ben Urich. He says that it's the Punisher. This morning I killed Wilson Fisk. I thought people should know. Goodbye, and hangs up on him. And so this is gonna basically um, create. Well, here's the guy that was following him, and you can see that he's looking up. And if you remember from last issue, this is the son of that mobster that Punisher killed here. So basically, Wilson. The Punisher wants to create a street war because every major and minor crime boss is going to eliminate the competition to try to become the new kingpin here. So this guy gets the paper and suddenly he's whacked from behind. And this other guy gets the elevator but dead here. This guy then dead. The fishes this guy out. Another guy dead here. So this mobster it kind of sees what's going on, and he wants to put a end to it and get peace, and so he says set up a conference, and this guy tells him, look, these guys would kill you, and he says no, they'll listen to me because he's Charlie Siciliano, the Sicilian, I guess. They will still listen to him, and so Punisher was listening to them. So they're all gonna gather there. So all right. So Punisher says, good, I can get unto other things. Even Fisk in his early days used to call Charlie Siciliano for advice. That Siciliano might have the clout to make peace. I wouldn't like that. So he is, of course, going to interrupt this thing, and you can see he gets out of the van, and this guy's pointing his gun at him. He says, no, not from an ambush, not in the back. Finish your business, murderer. Then I'll kill you to your face, just like you killed my father, as he cries here. Oh, you should never do that. Kill him when you have the chance here. So all these guys are gathered here. And Mike Zeck, if I'm covering Secret Wars, and one of the things I notice is he's not very fast, and every time he gets behind on a deadline, you basically see doodles from him. So Siciliano's trying to talk to everybody, but the Punisher's already in there, and so he's going to basically start picking them off one at a time, but someone jumps the gun and starts killing them, and they're like, it's a trap. So then they start killing each other, and the Punisher is like, he's happy with the results, but he's like, who did this? And so he sees the guy running. That's him here. And so he says, I've never met him before, but I know the face. Nolo Contender, hitman from Detroit, perfect record. I never had time to go after him. I want to know who hired him. He's good. I couldn't have broken things up better myself. I suppose I should thank him here. And so here he comes, recognizes the Punisher. He's like, I don't normally kill people for free, but he has no choice. He says, hey, killing you will the reputation that he'll have will be good. So they get into the subway, and so we're gonna have a quick fight here in the subway. Here you can see Punisher going after him. This guy opens the door and kicks him, and then shoots him. And Punisher says a perfect shot to the heart, by the book perfect. But that's where he reinforced his Kevlar. So he's gonna go after him. He starts shooting at the civilians. This guy's hurt, so you can see him taking his knife out and lodges it into, or throws it into his shoulder. The guy takes it out and then tackles the Punisher here, and they start fighting. You can see him here choking. Punisher kicks him off, and then pushes him against the window, and so they're in the subway, so things didn't go out very well. And so the police will be here soon. He thinks they'll help more than I can. They're afraid of me. I can see it in their eyes. I should say something, should make them understand. No, they're right. This shouldn't have happened. So he's gonna walk away here. And so this war is getting out of hand. The streets smell of fear, worse than before. I wanted to end the fear. What have I done? And so he just keeps saying, so he's gonna go into his van, but it explodes. But he was not in there, luckily, so he's still alive. My file, my weapons, my home gun. Somehow someone found it, and now it's all gone. I need guns and information if I'm going to stop this war. And so he's going to make the call to the trust, and he's like, Punisher, your van? Gee, that's too bad. And he is with Angela, and it turns out that she works for him. So and so he says, look on it as an omen. Fate's telling you to not be a loner anymore. Have you given any thoughts to linking up with the Trust for Real? It could be the start of a beautiful friendship. And so we end the issue there. Next, Slaughter Day. So, all right, Punisher number 2 by Stephen Grant, Mike Zeck, and John Beatty. Like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.